I really don't get it. I literally went upstairs to take a poop. It was raining, it was shitty outside, and I come outside and there's sun and blue sky. I don't know what is it with Texas and weather, but God, I fucking hate the spring. But here's another video, guys. Sorry it's been a while, but I'm about to jump in and give the worst rant about jet ski starters in the world. Alright guys, so if you guys don't like jet skis or you don't really care about jet skis, it's probably not the video for you. But I watch YouTube a lot, and dude, there's like no videos of how a starter is getting replaced and this and that. So I'm gonna show you guys how I did it and how I found it to be the easiest, because taking it out's a little easier, but putting it in is always a little harder just because of where it's at. And I actually put it back in about, it was like an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes ish that I was able to put it back in. But so this video is going to be kind of more dedicated towards how to put in a starter on a jet ski, and just because of the fact of there aren't really any good videos out there, and this is pretty universal for older skis because they're kind of all the same thing, just might be in a little different location, or heck, they might even be the exact same place and you're just not exactly sure what to do. So I'm going to show you guys what to do, and we're going to knock it out. So give me 1 second to get some stuff together. So thanks to the jet ski gods, the jet ski starters on kind of the older jet skis are pretty much underneath the motor. A lot of it's going to be by feel as far as getting bolts out. Some of them you can see, of course, working in a jet ski is just fucking shitty anyways due to the fact that you don't have a lot of room. So to kind of kick things off a little bit, so what I'm looking at right now is this, okay? Here's the exhaust manifold right here. Your motor, your spark plugs, you got your battery in the back. And then back in this box for me is my solenoid. But as you can see, we have two power wires. We have this one right here that I'm touching. Then we have this one over here, this red one, okay? Well, that one's going to the battery. This red one's going to the starter. We also have a negative wire that goes down there as well too. And that one also goes to the battery, and there's another one that goes to the starter. The starter is, it's gonna be kind of hard to see, but I can't really show you guys because it's kind of hard to see. Anyways, exactly underneath this pipe that I am touching right now, underneath it is the starter. You can actually take it out just by feel, by getting the bolts, but I just found that a little hard. But I have my old starter here, so I'll show you guys what I would be showing you down there. So this is the starter, okay? This right here is your starter. This right here, the bolt that's on top, that's the red wire. This is your positive for the starter. This is where that red cable's going. So you would have to undo this and pull the red wire out. Then you have three right here. You have this one, you have this one, and you have this one, okay? Well, unfortunately, when this is in there, okay, it's like this, okay? And this bolt is on the very bottom. Well, that bottom is also at the bottom of the motor where the fucking bottom of the boat is, like the hole. So you have to get a long extension. And I mean, like, you're gonna have to get one that's pretty damn big in order to kind of feel your way onto that bolt and then be able to ratchet it out. Same way to put it back on. It sounds hard, and it is, but once you find the bolt, it kind of goes quick. But then you have three of them, so you have two bolts. These actually mount to the flywheel casing, and then you have let's see. Well, anyways, there's another little bracket that gets screwed onto this that I had taken off this one and put on the new one. That also mounts to the side of the motor, so it's steady. And then the top bolt is actually where your ground wire will go, as far as for the grounding and the power of the starter. So kind of a little brief history on how a starter works for those of you guys who are maybe this is your first video watching about starters, or you're just trying to get some more information. But pretty much the starter gets powered from the solenoid, and the battery, of course. And this is actually called the Bendix, okay? This Bendix, see if I can do it. This Bendix gets pulled out, and so when this thing gets a charge, this gear that you guys see right here, it gets pushed forward and it gets next to the flywheel, I guess sprocket looking thing as well. So when those connect, that spins the flywheel, which spins the motor, which in turn starts the jet ski. So if you hear kind of like a whining noise, like something's just spinning, or that's probably a good sign that your starter is not engaging right, or the Bendix isn't going out like it should. That was my problem. the Bendix was going out, but it didn't. The starter was just bad that it didn't have the power to actually turn the flywheel. So that's kind of how our starter works. If you have more questions, you know, you can always ask. I always respond to questions. Always check your battery first. I learned that the hard way. You definitely want to check your battery to make sure you don't have a bad battery before you go out and buy a starter, because it could just be your battery that's not good, that is in turn causing your starter not to get enough power because your battery is bad. Yeah, so that's my Jetski rant. So these things are hard to put in. They're easy, but they're hard. It's just, I guess it's more or less time consuming than hard. But yeah, that's how a starter works. That's how a starter gets put in and taken out. You have a bolt on top, bolt on bottom, and a bolt in the middle, which is these here. And then you undo those. You undo the one that comes out sideways. Again, there's a bracket that goes here that actually has a side mount to the motor, so it sits in like this. And then you just take off your positive and negative, and you just pull it out. If you guys want to check too, you see, if you guys can see this well, this casing that's right here, okay, right in there is your flywheel, and I think there's like 8 bolts that you just take out, and you can see the starter wheel sprocket thing, and you can see the flywheel sprocket thing, and you can try to start it with that open and to see if your stuff actually is engaging or not. So that's a good little trick if you're not sure. Normally if it's a solenoid, you'll hear like a click, 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 and you know there's really no power. That's usually the sign of a solenoid. But other than that, guys, that's my jet ski rant. I'll get more videos going out soon. We got some coming. And thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And yeah, peace out.